U.S. President Donald Trump has officially been named the Republican nominee in the race for the White House. The announcement was made in the party's national convention that kicked off on Monday in the city of Milwaukee. It comes 2 days after Trump survived an assassination attempt. This marks Trump's third consecutive run after winning in 2016 and losing to Biden in 2020. The former president also received a standing ovation from party members at the national convention in Milwaukee. The crowd chanted "Fight, fight" and pumped their fists, a reference to his reaction in the moments after he was wounded. Republican presidential contestant Donald Trump has named J.D. Vance, a Republican senator from Ohio, as his running mate. Trump first revealed the choice on his Truth social media website. The announcement came at the start of the 4-day Republican National Convention taking place in Milwaukee. Vance is a Trump critic turned staunch loyalist. He once enjoyed a rapid rise in American politics after winning acclaim for his memoir, Hellbilly Elegy. In selecting Vance, Trump passed over other possible contenders such as U.S. Senators Marco Rubio and Tim Scott. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden lambasted Trump's pick as being against the middle class. The U.S. president described Vance as a big talker. Donald Trump's running mate and vice presidential contestant J.D. Vance is married to an Indian origin, Usha Chilukuri, daughter of Indian immigrants. Usha is a highly accomplished attorney. She has a bachelor's degree in history from Yale and a master of philosophy degree from University of Cambridge. According to reports, she was a registered Democrat until at least 2014. She met J.D. Vance at Yale Law School and got married in 2014. J.D. Vance's India connection is seen as a bid to woo the large Indian diaspora in the U.S. elections. The U.S. Secret Service is in the eye of a storm as the attack is being seen as a devastating failure on one of the agency's core duties. A blame game has erupted between the Secret Service and Pennsylvania police, with police saying the rally was under the jurisdiction of the Federal Security Agency. Questions are being raised on the delay in neutralizing the shooter. Eyewitnesses who were there at the rally claimed that they saw a man with a rifle on a nearby roof just moments before Donald Trump was shot at. They saw signs of trouble at Trump rally, which was evident in minutes before gunmen opened fire. Japan has decided to beef up security at public events involving lawmakers after the assassination attempt on presidential nominee Donald Trump. Japanese police has instructed its personnel across the country to keep vigilance in areas around stump speech sites where lawmakers address the public. This comes after a bomb was hurled towards the reigning Prime Minister Fumio Kishida on a campaign trail as Japan was set to host the G7 summit. Kishida had survived the attack. A government spokesperson said that the attack was a grim reminder of how stump speech sites can become dangerous for high-ranking officials. Well, Trump's assassination attempt did bring back haunting memories of the 2022 deadly shooting that killed former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. U.S. President Joe Biden got back into campaign mode, defending his decision to stay in the race despite calls for him to exit. In an interview to NBC News, Biden said that he is not leaving the race, even though some Democratic leaders have expressed fears that he cannot win. Defending his decision, Biden said that his mental acuity is pretty damn good. Biden also said that it was a mistake to say that he wanted to put a bull's eye on Republican nominee Donald Trump, further clarifying that it was merely a figure of speech and it is Trump himself who has mainstreamed violent rhetoric in the U.S. U.S. President Joe Biden has expressed a sense of security with the Secret Service. However, he questioned if the U.S. Secret Service ought to have taken further measures to anticipate the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. According to Biden, local law enforcement authorities' responsibilities in protecting the Pennsylvania rally venue constitute a major piece of the probe into the shooting. U.S. President Joe Biden has agreed to a second presidential debate with Donald Trump, likely in September, and this comes after the heavy criticism he received for his performance in the previous debate in June. In an interview, Biden said that he does not plan on having another performance of that level. With Israel-Hamas ceasefire talks at a standstill, intense fighting continues to rage in Gaza. According to Palestinian officials, at least 11 people have been killed after Israel launched fresh strikes on Gaza's Al-Nusayrat camp on Monday. This follows Sunday strikes on a UN-run school in Gaza, which killed at least 22 people, with most of them dead. The municipality in Gaza's Deir al-Balah has said that they are unable to provide clean drinking water for over 700,000 people. Meanwhile, the United Nations has said that it will start bringing in more armored vehicles and protection equipment for its humanitarian aid operators. This after seeking permission from the Israeli forces. The approval comes following a UN letter sent to Israel last month amid a worsening law and order situation in Gaza. In Oman, 4 people were killed and several others injured in a shootout outside a mosque in capital Muscat. Given details of the casualties, the Royal Oman Police said that the shooting incident took place in the Al-Wadi Al-Kabir area. Tight security measures have been put in place and procedures for collecting evidence are being completed as part of the probe. Four Indian soldiers, including an army major, have been killed in action after gun battle broke out in Jammu and Kashmir's Doda district. According to officials, a joint operation by the Indian Army and the Jammu and Kashmir Police was launched in the Desa area of Doda based on specific information about the presence of terrorists. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh spoke to the Chief of Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi. He was briefed about the ground situation of the counter-terror operation in Doda. The soldiers who were critically injured in the intense encounter with terrorists later succumbed to injuries. Pakistan-based terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed has claimed responsibility for the attack. A tussle is on between Pakistan's coalition government and Imran Khan's PTI party. Leaders of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf have lashed out at the ruling coalition for trying to ban the party. Jailed former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan's aide Zulfikar Bukhari said that the government's decision to ban the party shows that there is an undeclared martial law in the country. Earlier on Monday, the government addressed a press conference announcing their decision to ban Khan's party based on charges against PTI and riots by party's leadership last year targeting military installations. Police in Kenya have arrested a man for allegedly murdering 42 women in cold blood, including his own wife. The officials found 9 butchered bodies packed up in plastic bags from an abandoned quarry in Nairobi. The 33-year-old suspect was living close to the quarry where the bodies were recovered. The police said that the accused, Collins Jumaisi, has confessed about the killing that could date back to 2022. In a move to control malaria, Ivory Coast is launching its first vaccination drive targeting children. Now, malaria has claimed lives of at least 4 people, including 3 children under the age of 5 in a day. The West African country's Ministry of Health says that malaria continues to be the leading cause of medical consultations. The country's health minister said that the first vaccination drive will be aimed at 250,000 children aged between 6 and 23 months. Nigerians will now be able to travel to the United Arab Emirates with a visa. The Nigerian government has signed an agreement with the Arab nation on the move. The Nigerian Information Minister said that the agreement includes updated controls and conditions to facilitate obtaining a visa. Back in 2022, UAE imposed visa restrictions on Nigerians and 20 other African countries. They include Sudan, Uganda, Ghana, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The state government of Karnataka in India has rejected a proposal to share 11,500 cusecs of Kaveri River water with Tamil Nadu, as put forth by the authorities mediating the water dispute. The state government has cited the lack of water in Karnataka's dams, saying that it had agreed to share only 8,500 cusecs of water with Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu government is now conducting an all-party meeting to discuss the next course of action against Karnataka. Nepal's new Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is facing legal scrutiny. A writ petition filed in the Supreme Court challenged the referenced clause of the Constitution under which Oli was appointed as the Prime Minister. The petitioners demand that Oli be removed as the Prime Minister. They want a new Prime Minister to be appointed under Article 76, subsection 3. The first hearing of the case is scheduled for July 21st. Heavy rains in eastern Afghanistan late on Monday have claimed the lives of 35 people and injured to 30 others. The casualties were reported in the Jalalabad and areas around the Nangarhar province. According to the Department of Information and Culture, the heavy rains and storms led to the collapse of trees, walls and roofs of houses. Hundreds of people turn out to demonstrate in southern Iraq over power and water shortages. This comes amid the extreme summer heat in the country. Iraq's infrastructure has been in a bad state owing to decades of war. Frequent power cuts have made matters worse when temperatures soar to 50 degrees Celsius, especially in the southern provinces. For years now, dozens of villages in the region have also suffered from water shortages. This is due to a 4-year-long drought and drying riverbeds. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said that data has given policymakers more confidence that inflation is easing to the central bank's 2% target. This paves the way for rate cuts. However, Powell made it clear that he wasn't trying to convey any particular message regarding when rates will be reduced. Powell also changed in tone towards highlighting possible dangers to the labor market from high rates. A new analysis from UBS Group shows that China's yearly growth rate would be cut by more than half if the US imposes 60% tariffs on all Chinese exports. This highlights the risks Beijing faces if Donald Trump is re-elected as president. Well, earlier in the year, reports suggested that Trump was contemplating a flat 60% tariff on imports from China. If that does come true, a report by UBS economists estimates that China's GDP would be reduced by 2.5 percentage points in the subsequent year. Beijing aims for a 5% growth rate this year, following a 5.2% expansion in 2023. In July, manufacturing activity in New York State contracted for the 8th month in a row, and producers' share of total revenue hit a one-year low. Producers' optimism about the economy's future took a hit too, as the 6-month view for total activity fell, and new orders and shipping outlook indices both declined, indicating slower growth. For almost 2 years, the regional data have shown large monthly swings because of the Fed's decision to keep rates higher for longer. Businesses have been hesitant to invest in new equipment, and consumer spending has been inconsistent as well. A broader measure of US manufacturing has been contracting since October 2022. With the European Central Bank meeting scheduled for Thursday, all eyes are on the decision, but for guidance on rates. Economists don't usually look to the ECB chief, Christine Lagarde. According to a Bloomberg survey, just 40% of economists claim that the ECB president is one of the 3 members of the executive board that they follow most closely when forming their judgments. Among the 6 members of the panel, chief economist Philip Lane and German official Isabel Schnabel are the most popular voices. According to reports, a North Korean hacking group called Lazarus has used a major Cambodian payments firm to send stolen crypto to a wallet. Payments firm WION Pay received over $150,000 in crypto between June 2023 and February 2024. The crypto was sent to WION Pay from an anonymous digital wallet that was reportedly used by Lazarus hackers. Reportedly, the hackers deposited funds stolen from 3 crypto companies, mostly through phishing attacks. WION has put out a statement saying that the company did not know the funds that it had received, and that the funds it received were from the Lazarus group. The Indian Computer Emergency Response Team has issued a high-risk warning for Adobe Premiere Pro and other Adobe products. Multiple issues in Adobe Pro, Adobe InDesign and Adobe Bridge have been identified. Certain urges users to update their software immediately to avoid memory leaks, arbitrary code execution, data breaches, system crashes and unauthorized access. The Italian Institute of Technology has unveiled a prototype prosthetic foot. This robotic soft foot simulates the flexibility and waterproof traits of a real human foot. This could be a game changer for people with limb loss. Called the Soft Foot Pro, well, this bionic foot is designed for uneven and slippery terrains and provides improved balance for users.